everybody, Bob with Knives Town here. Today we're taking a look at a Spyderco knife. This particular model is the Spyderco Dragonfly. This actually is my wife's knife. She picked this up and just loves it. So and it is available at Knives Town, so I thought I'd grab it and do a review. Ships in bubble wrap. Comes on a little foam bed there, and some information here about the knife. Spyderco with their education. Very clever. Just talks about this particular knife, which is a bit of a departure for Spyderco. It's a relatively new knife, but they're incorporating some artistic design elements into the knife. You can see it's a small knife. It's a relatively small. Fit easy in pocket or purse. But the thing about this knife, though, is that it does have a little bit of a design element on it that we haven't seen too much before. I'll give you a close-up on that. This knife is called the Dragonfly, and if you can see there, it does have a depiction of it's a etching, a polychromatic etching of a dragonfly and some field growth. There, it's kind of a field scene. Got your colorful dragonfly, and that's blues and greens, and here's yellows and pinks and reds. It makes for a nice visual interest on the knife handle. The other side is plain. Technical specs on this knife here. The blade is 2 1/4 inches, and that does open with the thumb hole. So it is a one-handed knife. The steel is VG10, and that is 2 1/4 inches, I said. It is a flat ground blade. And if you're familiar at all with Spyderco's knives and the edges they put on their blades, and you'll know that it's razor sharp, and this one is no exception. Absolutely sharp. The handle is stainless steel, and it is 3 1/4 inches, so the overall length is 5 1/2 inches. The weight of the knife is 2.6 ounces. You know, and you can see that's got that same kind of design and grip that many Spyderco knives have. The you know, other ones I'm thinking of, like the Meerkat or the well, just so many of them. They have that curved look, and then you know, and then of course the thing I love about these knives is this ramp here, where you can get your thumb up there when you're holding it, and that gives you good downward push pressure as well as piercing and forward. That's a great design right up there. This knife has a flat spot on the underside of the blade there, and in combination with this part of the handle makes a choil where you can get your choke up on the handle like that, and really get some pressure and some ripping going, or maybe some detail work also. You get some extra control on the point there like that. There's a lot of different holds and leverage points that you can use on this knife. So it's a great design. You know, in the urban and suburban world that many people live in, a knife of this size and shape will suffice probably for 90% of the cutting chores you'll encounter. Getting out further into the out of doors, of course, you're going to want another knife, but for just everyday cutting chores, this knife will be more than sufficient. It's got an excellent piercing. That tip is like a needle. And then the cutting power on this blade, it's a nice wide blade too, so you've got good shearing potential as you push down. And then it's got a good sweep there for a good slice, and that tip is good for detail work. You've got a good way of choking up on it and getting some very precise cuts. With the size of the knife and the design here, I'd say probably it is targeted at the female consumer. But it is every bit as much of a powerful cutting tool as any Spyderco knife. My wife has really been happy with it. The blade lockup is tight. There's no blade play up, down, or side to side. It's a back lock with the recessed lock release there. So that's pressed down and then the knife is closed. It does have a clip on it which can be removed, but it cannot be swapped or changed to the other side. It's not reversible. It is tip up right hand carry only. There is a lanyard hole there, or for lanyard or key ring. I mean, it's a solid little knife. No doubt about it. It's a great performer. It could double as a money clip or credit card clip or whatever. That's a tight. That's got a real good tight spring on it. If the clip is thick too. That's no afterthought like you see on some knives. That clip they mean it. That's a good thick steel clip. Oh, it's just a nice little knife. Nice little knife. That's a dependable, sharp cutting tool. And it's got a little bit of design interest to it. A little bit of artistry. That never hurt anything. All right. Well, thanks a lot. I'll see you again.